Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi guys, welcome to the 44th episode of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So I recently did a podcast on happiness. And did you know that studies have shown that one way to increase the chances of happiness is to be authentic, to live authentically? So that word authenticity. The definition is the quality of being authentic, which I find less than helpful. So I looked up the word authentic. And there it is. It means genuine. I'll take that. I think the highest compliment someone could give me is that I'm genuine or authentic. And I've worked really hard to create a life that allows me to be authentic. I want to be able to be what my inner self truly is. I describe it as feminine, loving, creative, fun, and driven. Trying to corral these into a journey is really interesting because sometimes creative and driven want to fight. And that's okay though. We've been working through it. Now, when reassessing my life and how I wanted to spend it, I genuinely had to decide what exactly I enjoy doing. I love people and I love making things better. I love making people feel beautiful and I also love connection. Now, this has ultimately ended me up where I am now. I'm a designer, a podcaster, and a writer. All three of these are passions that I truly enjoy, and I don't feel like they're work at all. It allows me to do the things that my true self really loves. Connecting with others, making people feel beautiful in their surroundings, adding value through creativity and connection. So how about you? Have you thought about what you would do if you could do anything? Maybe you're already doing it, and if you are, that's fantastic. Now maybe you have a side hustle that you're hoping turns into a full-time career. Right now is the perfect time to be able to really decide if what you're doing is being true to who you are. We're in the age where working from home and the internet allows so many of us to design a life exactly the way we want it. Now, sometimes we're afraid to show who we really are because what if people laugh? What if they make fun of us? Well, let me first start by saying that if you're past sixth grade, and I'm assuming you are because you're listening to this podcast, then you should not be worrying about others laughing at you. In fact, I hope you surround yourself with people that support you and encourage you. Now, they may not agree with you, but making fun of you is a trick that sixth graders did because they weren't taught better. Okay, off my soapbox about that. Sorry. So how do we show up as our true self? Well, first of all, I believe you need to know your own worth, your own value, and what you love doing and who you really are. Now, really dig deep and come up with who you are truly to your core. Just like I described myself earlier, how would you describe yourself to your core? Make a list right now of who you feel, or when this episode is over, of who you feel you are at your core. Now, I describe myself as feminine, loving, creative, fun, and driven. Knowing this will help you decide if you're living in a way that honors who you are. Living congruently means your work lines up with the real you. Now, I started my design career with my contractor's license, and I was building homes with my dad, and I found myself having to try to harness subcontractors. And if you've worked in that industry, you know that isn't easy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them, but very often squeaky wheel gets the grease, if you know what I mean. I had to be pretty strong with them to make sure that they finished my job before they ran off to start another job for maybe someone that was yelling at them a little louder to get it done. I didn't like who I had to be successful at that. It felt like work to me. Now, it showed me, though, what I did love, and that was design. That's where I thrived. You know how you hear about the journey you're on or the path that takes you where you need to be? So often, what you're doing is the stepping stone to doing the thing you've always dreamed of doing. That's if you're open and you don't get too comfortable. Living a wildly successful lifestyle doesn't just mean making a lot of money. It means you are happy, authentic, you wake up excited for the day, and you're always growing. More often than not, it takes trial and error too, and it's never too late to start. Clarity of who you are comes first. So let's start there with finding the authentic you. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love you all, and I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.